Hello, my name is David Cavell. I have been involved in the world of pedigree, crossbred and mongrel dogs for over 40 years. I hope I can help you choose a puppy wisely. I have actually written a special free course for the Animal Care College which guides you and your family through the process. Just Google Animal Care and you can click onto the link to sign up for the course. It really is free. But several people have told me they would like a short summary, so here it is on this video. There are hundreds of books and articles, leaflets and pamphlets giving excellent advice about buying a puppy, so what can I add which will be helpful to you? Rather than simply telling you what to do, I would like to ask some questions for you to consider before providing some guidance as to the answers. Think of it as the introduction to the short course in buying a puppy available through the college. And don't forget that puppies are usually bought by families, so do make sure your whole family is involved in trying to answer the questions here and on the course. I begin by making the assumption that you are prepared to take time in deciding on the breed you want. Please do not hurry this important decision. With luck, your dog will be with you for 12 or 14 years. You can afford to wait a few weeks or even months. What I can be sure of is that if you buy in haste, it is much more likely that you will buy an unsuitable pet. A puppy is not like a washing machine. You have a personal and sometimes emotional relationship with it. The washing machine can go back if there's anything wrong with it, but the puppy has already wormed its way into your heart. So whatever the problems, you are inclined to try and keep it. So to the questions. Where will you quickly find the most comprehensive information about buying a puppy? There is no doubt that the Kennel Club's website, www.thekennelclub.org.uk, is the best, and looking through the pages under buying a dog, you will find all the guidance you need on selecting and choosing a suitable puppy. All the options are carefully laid out and the alternative discussed, bearing in mind your circumstances. The site is designed to steer you towards an accredited breeder, but there are alternatives. Some breeders have good reasons for not being accredited, and I hope the following will help you sort out the good from the others. Where should you begin? Think carefully about which breed will be suitable for you, and do not be tempted to make an emotional choice. You may always have had a desire for an Alaskan Malamute, but lovely though they are, they eat like horses. Not for nothing are they called the cart horse of the Arctic, and they have a mind of their own about everything. The great advantage in choosing a pedigree dog is that you know what its characteristics are. Its size, its looks, and its temperament are all reasonably predictable, so you are able to make a choice which suits you. You can, of course, go for an adult dog from a rescue centre. This is fine, but many families with children like the idea of a puppy which they can bring up and train themselves. The Kennel Club site and others provide access to responsible breeders, and my advice is to confine yourselves to those sites if you intend to find a puppy through the internet. Of course, breeders still use the traditional routes, such as notice in veterinary surgeries and pet shops, local papers, the canine press, and national sales magazines such as Exchange and Mart. You can also buy a puppy at some pet shops, although only about 2% of high street pet shops sell puppies these days, or through the larger trading kennels which sell many puppies every day. The range of ways in which you can buy a puppy might also appear to make it complicated, but it need not be so, and the remedy is in the hands of you, the buyer. My experience is that most potential owners, once they've made the decision, often under pressure, understandably, from the younger members of the family, is that they want it now. Giving in to this natural, though reasonable instinct increases the chances of you taking home an unsuitable puppy by 1,000%. The reason is that good quality in dogs is not usually available off the shelf. You might be lucky, but the alternative is much more likely. So, if I've decided to buy a puppy of a particular breed, what are the chances of a really good, responsible breeder in my area having one at precisely the time I want to buy it? Not very likely is the answer. This is one of the main reasons that puppy buyers go to a trading kennel: impatience. Look at the litters available on the Kennel Club, Pet Plan or other sensible websites to see that this is the case. This leads to a more fundamental and probably more important question. Why are puppies bred? Now this is a very important consideration, and you can learn a great deal by thinking about the answer. If you go to a trading kennel or a pet shop, it is likely that they have been bred as part of a commercial venture. To ensure a profit, the breeder has to breed as many puppies of as many popular breeds as possible, so that when you decide you want a puppy, there's one immediately available. There's nothing wrong with this. If the business is carried out within the law, then selling puppies in bulk to trading kennels or importing them from Ireland is not illegal, although there are laws and regulations which impose a duty of care on the person responsible. Unfortunately, the law is too often not enforced, so there is very little control over the conditions in which both breeding bitches and their puppies are kept and transported, so quality suffers as well as the dogs. Remember, some established breeders breed an awful lot of puppies too. They may confine themselves to one or two breeds, but puppy sales are the foundation of their income. Again, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to ask yourself whether there comes a point when quantity may take precedence over quality. Some pet owners of pedigree bitches may think breeding a litter is a jolly good way to earn a few pounds pin money, so they are happy to let their pet bitch have a litter or two to pay for a holiday or a new car. A golden retriever, a Dalmatian or Labrador can have a litter of anything between 5 and 10, and at £600 to £800 a puppy, this may be very tempting, especially in times of economic stress. However, this is not illegal, but how much does a pet owner know about breeding quality stock? As far as they are concerned, a golden retriever is a golden retriever, so putting their bitch to a dog up the road in the next town or village is perfectly acceptable, whatever the quality or genetic background of their pet. So a good serious question is, how many litters has this breeder had from the bitch? Can I see the mother? Can I see the pedigree? Where does the stud dog reside? The answers will give you an insight into the background of the breeder, which is an essential element of their motivation for breeding. At the other end of the scale is the enthusiast, the dedicated breeder who is anxious to win in the show ring and breeds a litter to enhance or continue his or her success. Some will select the stud dog on the basis of its wins, even though this may not be the best dog for the genetic, structural or conformational health of the puppies. So more questions. Does the breed as a whole have any structural or genetic defects? What steps has the breeder taken to ensure that if there are any, they have not been passed on? Is the breed subject to any recommended tests or screening? Have these been done? Can I see the results on the KC listings showing the results? It is important to ask the questions, and equally important to be comfortable with the answers. Finally, the breeder of your puppy cannot give you a guarantee that it will be perfect. It is, after all, a sentient being with all the possible problems that any living organism might have. The person from whom you bought your rose may not be responsible for black spot, assuming you roses get black spot. This is an area beyond my expertise, but you would expect good advice and concern from the grower. So with a puppy, your breeder should be there for you, and your dog should have a continuing and lifelong interest in the puppies and be prepared to help you if things go wrong. Ask the questions. Be sure you are happy with the answers. Good, dedicated and responsible breeders are plentiful and they have nothing to hide. Take your time to find one in who you feel confident. It isn't rocket science. Good luck.